I'm going to be doing a video that I've been meaning to make for a while, but have been kind of nervous about because usually when I go into detail about the story and the experience I had with it, just, like, I get really sad and like choked up, and sometimes I cry. Well, before we get on with that, let's just go say hi to my mom. Ma? What are you doing, Ma?
Spraying toxicity on the ground because I hate weeds.
It's everywhere. Yeah. I mean, as long as it gives us a good yard, man, I'm happy. Like, I get that weed killers aren't
really should have taken a picture of this place when we moved in.
Oh my god, it was horrible. Literally, this entire section where my mom was standing,
this whole thing,
it was irrecognizable. Like,
weeds to my knees and crotch.
For real. Like, it was crazy. Like, this was a horror story. Get it? Because I'm using the scary filter. I'm hilarious. But yeah, we just got done doing some hand picking weeding, and now Mom's spraying some pesticides to help prevent the weeds from coming back. Now, this isn't the reason why y'all are here. You're here to listen to the story I have to tell, and the video, in this video that I've been reluctant to make because I get emotional with this story. So, as I'm sure many of you know, because I mentioned it in a lot of my videos, I have type 1 diabetes. And it was my second video, actually, that I explained the process of diabetes. But I never explained my story. I just explained how it works. And I feel like you guys could Google anything on diabetes and how it works. But I feel like you guys need to know, like, what people go through when they first get diagnosed, because it's really scary and it's really stressful and emotional, especially if you get diagnosed as a child and your parent has to go through it. Like, Mom, tell them how stressed you were.
I was pretty stressed.
It was definitely a stressful situation, but this is what happened for me personally. This isn't what happens for everyone, I'm pretty sure. And this is my personal experience. So, 2 years ago, when I was in the 5th grade, it was September 30th, and I woke up around way earlier than I should have been waking up, like maybe 4 or 5 a.m. And now remember, I was still in elementary school then, so it wasn't middle school where you have to wake up around that.
It better not fucking start raining. I'm gonna shit my pants.
You're not supposed to spray pesticide when it's raining. It doesn't really work, so she's gonna be triggered. Anyways, so on September 30th, around 5 or 6 a.m., I woke up and I started vomiting. Well, I vomited once or twice, and then it stopped. My mom just thought I had the stomach bug, so I stayed home. And after a while, I woke up and my breathing was funny. I was like, and like at first, because like I was a very dramatic, I'm still very dramatic young lady. My mom just thought like I was being extra dramatic just to put like a cherry on top, just like I was already staying home. I don't need to make it even more dramatic. But after a while, the breathing didn't stop. So my mom, being a mom, got concerned that I wasn't being over dramatic. So she took me to our little clinic for St. Mary's and pediatrician office, yeah.
The other side of it was urgent care.
Other side, yeah. There you go. One side was a pediatrician office. The other side was urgent care. So, anyways, she took me to the urgent care side. And when we went in to see what was wrong, she was sure that they just say, oh, it's a stomach bug. Here's some expensive medicine. Have a nice day. Blah, 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 blah. But that's not all what happened. Instead, when we went in, one doctor from the clinical office came in, and called for another doctor, and then another, and then another. And then pretty soon, all the doctors were shouting, "Get an ambulance, DKA, DKA." I don't really remember any of this. Mom, give them a more in-depth experience of what happened in that moment.
No, that's pretty right. They didn't really
Did
tell me what DKA means.
bird-
They said, can't I just drive her to the hospital? I don't have enough money for an ambulance. They looked at me like I was a heartless mother. But, like, I probably wouldn't have asked that question if they would have just told me what that meant. So,
A bird just pooped.
you did? You pooped?
No, a bird just pooped.
Oh, rad.
So yeah, that's what happened. So as we're getting loaded into this ambulance, I have no idea what's going on. And while we're in the ambulance, I clearly remember this and being like so friggin' pissed about this. The people, as like I feel like I'm dying and like I can't focus, are asking me a bunch of questions. What's your name? When were you born? What school do you go to?
Well,
Just
I wanted to know how out of it you were.
well, like I answered all the questions.
Sort of.
Kind of. Just like, my name's freaking Isabella. Leave me alone. Let me take a goddamn nap. Just.
That is not how you were talking.
How was I talking?
You were crying. You were barely breathing. So, yeah, it wasn't like, I'm feisty tween Isabella.
I wasn't even a tween at that point. I was still 10. I was still a baby. So once we get loaded up in the first ambulance, we go to St. Mary's big hospital, not just one of their little pediatrician-urgent care units. And when we get there, they say that we have to take another ambulance to Renown.
Well, they gave you a brain scan and a chest X-ray first.
Just like, if they would have listened to what was happening, that's clearly what it.
Everybody can totally afford a brain scan and a chest X-ray.
Yeah, sure. So anyways, while we were waiting, and wasn't that the hospital that inserted an IV in my jugular? Or was it Renown?
No, they're the ones that put it in jugular.
So St. Mary's also thought it'd be a brilliant idea to put a freaking IV in my jugular. Just like, that's not what I need. Just like, oof, man. So then once we get loaded up and once all that happened, we're told that we need to go to Renown because St. Mary's doesn't have the right equipment to treat us.
They didn't have a pediatric intensive care unit.
Okay, they didn't have a pediatric intensive care unit, which was what I needed.
But they got Jesus.
Like a prayer, you know I'll take you there. I'm sorry. Anyway, so once we get onto the ambulance to go to Renown, I don't really remember this part, but apparently I was being a douche canoe of epic proportions.
Dude, yeah, you're pretty satanic.
Explain my satanity to them.
Well, when people go into DKA, their brain is not functioning correctly.
Oh, by the way, DKA means diabetic ketoacidosis.
Word.
It's basically a buildup of sugars and ketones in your bloodstream.
And carbon.
Yeah.
Which is why you were breathing fast. Because your body was trying to breathe off the extra carbon that was building up in your bloodstream. Anyway, your voice was deeper, like literally like you were possessed, dude. You were really mean to everybody. You bit a couple of nurses.
What the frick?
You threatened to rip out IVs that were saving your freaking life. You told me I was the worst mom in the world because I wouldn't give you food. Because I could only give you ice chips.
By the way, hold on, I'm gonna interrupt you real quick there. Ice chips suck, and they need to be burned in the depths of Satan's home. Like, it's literally just crushed up ice. And when you are in a DKA, like, I get your body shutting down, man, but all you want is food. Like, seriously, all you want is a freaking McDonald's McDouble burger or some freaking KFC crispy chicken tenders. Just like, you want real food, not crushed up ice, to say the least. and it sucks big time. My mother sensing the rain. She look at that triggered face.
Do you know how expensive pesticide is? And I seriously just want a yard. I don't want this shitty grass.
Anyways, continue how I was Satan.
Yeah, you were just an absolute
Dyke.
yeah for almost 4 days straight.
Oh yeah, and I yelled at my neighbor Bruce, who's like my grandfather, and because
who always has her back.
Yeah. Hearing that part, I feel like an absolute douche.
Well, you didn't really remember any of it.
Well, hearing you guys say how like bad I was just makes me feel horrible. Just like, geez, like I was dying, but I could have been a little bit nicer on my deathbed. I could have been.
People who are perfectly healthy are dicks to complete strangers every day.
Yeah, at least I had an excuse. At least I was dying, kind of. So anyways, once that happens, this is the 5th or 4th day that I actually remember. So I wake up and I honestly don't remember a thing of what happened before me being sane or anything like that. I just remember being really sick in a hospital and kind of waking up without a clue of where I was. And when I woke up, they said my numbers had. I was still on ice shifts for like one more day after I had like officially gained like full consciousness, right, Ma? Like it was the 6th day that I gotta eat real food because my numbers had gotten low enough.
Yeah, but still, that was like flying jello.
So anyways, yeah. Around the 6th day of all of this hospitalness happening, I actually get to eat real food. Only, wait, this isn't real food. It's for.
Come out in the pesticide. You know, now those shits can't go inside.
So, like me thinking that I'm about to get real food after a bunch of time of not having real food. You want to know what I get instead? I get diet lime jello and like lemonade or chicken broth.
Sugar-free.
It was a lot of sugar-free and diet-ish.
I don't think they call it diet in the lemon jello. I think it's just sugar-free.
Well, they should call it diet. You know, be like the cool.
You were so mad, dude.
I was triggered. Just like, you make me eat ice chips for 5 freaking days, and you give me freaking sugar-free jello? Like, I'm pretty sure I had a twitch in my eye. Like, I was so mad at everyone in that hospital room because I wasn't getting real food. I was getting diet jello. And anyways, like as it progresses, I start to be able to eat more solid food. And this is where it gets emotional for me. So, when I was in the hospital, I had to have a lot of IVs. Like, there's, like, what, at least 2 in one arm? Ma?
What?
There's, like, at least 2 IVs in one of my arms.
Yeah.
And, one of the nurses had apparently inserted the IV wrong. And it...
She blew your artery.
The catheter to the IV. She inserted that wrong. And it punctured my artery. So, at this point, the hospital stay, there's just like, because it punctured my artery, which is like the main flow of blood to your hands and to these veins on the back of your hand, there's just,
your whole arm.
Yeah, there's just blood like squirting out, just like.
It was not squirting, it was gathering in your body, causing a massive clot in your artery.
Yeah, squirting out into the arm, woman. Not out of the arm, like into the arm. Blocking up everything, so blood flow couldn't get through. And it got so bad to the point where this entire hand turned white, and my 2 fingertip and like 2 or 3 of my fingertips were turning purple. And there's this one doctor, and we're gonna call him Roundup because I'm not gonna use his real name because that's just rude on him.
Well, maybe other parents should know.
Okay, so at Renowned Children's Hospital in Reno, Nevada, there's this Russian doctor, and he's kind of an ass. I don't remember his name, but we'll call him. I call him ERM, Evil Russian Man. For the sake of this video, we'll call him Roundup, though. So, anyways, Dr. Roundup, this frickin' Stein, comes into the hospital room after, like, me complaining about it, saying, oh, nothing's wrong. It's completely normal, even though this PP skin tone instead was the color of the stool. Well, not necessarily that white, but you get the point.
It was purple and white.
It was purple and white. It was pretty pasty, man.
Fingertips were absolutely lavender, like a dark lavender.
So, like, after a while, because the blood kept building up, it got more and more painful to the point where I was, like, crying in pain or screaming in pain 24 hours a day. And, like, he wasn't listening. My mom tried scheduling ultrasound so we could see, like, what was wrong with the arm, what was causing so much pain in my tiny little hand. And the nurses, like, not wanting to disagree with their boss, Roundup, Dr. Roundup, just said, oh, she's probably just being overdramatic. Oh, it's probably nothing. She's probably just making up excuses. And, like, my mom kept saying, no, like, I know my child. This isn't her being over dramatic. Like, she's in pain. There is something wrong. And they just continued to ignore her until, like, at a point, like, people, like, it got so loud that, like, I was disturbing, like,
other patients.
Yeah, like, so they finally set up an ultrasound, and when they did it...
No, dude, they moved us to the regular pediatric side.
Yeah. That's when that happened. Like, I'm talking, like, I was screaming 24 hours.
Yeah, I know.
On the pediatric
I was
side.
Complaining about it for 3 days while you were in the PICU.
And then, like, an extra 2 days.
Yeah.
So there's 5 days of no blood going to this hand.
Well, not no blood, but very limited.
Very limited. Okay, anyway. So, as, like, all this was happening, we finally get an ultrasound scheduled. And, like, stuff is wrong, and we know that because, like, it was
Dude, the ultra guy the man who did the ultrasound couldn't even keep his face straight. And normally those guys that come and do, like, in-room tests are really good at keeping a straight face because they're not supposed to tell the patients or the patient's family members anything they see because that's doctor's work.
So it was it the next day or within the next hour that the surgical doctor came up?
15 minutes.
So 15 minutes after.
15.
That's what I said.
Oh.
What did you hear?
50.
50.
They're hella fast.
15 minutes after the ultrasound happened, the head surgical doctor comes up to the room, doesn't even bother to take my mom out of the room, and says, like, very bluntly, like, doesn't even care that I'm in the room and that, like, I'm gonna hear all this, even though I'd be finding out anyways. Like, I'd still rather find out from my mom instead of a doctor just being like, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, the head surgical doctor comes in and says, your daughter needs immediate surgery. And my mom, being a mom, was just like, what? Wait? Squeeze me? Like, no. And so the surgical doctor says it's either we
do the emergency surgery now
or amputate it later. So clearly wanting to have a arm still, we went with surgery. And that was really terrifying.
Yeah, because, like, behind her in the hallway was a nurse with a surgery bed. Like, literally, the men right now.
Like, a 10-year-old girl who has no idea what the heck is going on. She's having to get adjusted to this whole new lifestyle. And on top of all that, freaking someone in the higher power of the universes thought, let's just put a cherry on top of this ice cream sundae. A surgery. Sounds like a marvelous idea. So I have to get ready. For the surgery. At the age of 10 years old. And as I'm getting wheeled down, like, they have the most unfriendly surgery area in, like, the entire world, in my opinion. Like, the lights were literally flickering.
Yeah, it did look like straight out of a horror movie. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of freaked me out too.
It looked like the freaking Walking Dead scene when, like, in the very first season, very first episode, when Rick Grimes gets out of his hospital bed and he's walking down the hallway with flickering lights, and he comes to the door that says dead inside. So, as we're going down this hallway, the atmosphere does not help with my scared little 10-year-old nerves. And I get pulled into this little side room for preparation, and
I give you the loop-de-loops.
the sweet old lady, before the loop-de-loops happen, comes in with this little stuffed duck as a peace offering. And I just want to thank her so much, because that calmed me down so much, and it made me feel like everything was going to be okay. So if she still works every now and then you see this, thank you so much for that duck. I really loved it, and it helped calm me down so much. So after that happened, they give me the anesthetics, right? That's what they're called. To, like, so I don't... Yeah, to knock me out so I don't feel what's happening in the surgery. And, so then I get wheeled off into the surgery room, and I hadn't actually fallen asleep yet. Like, I need the laughy gas. Like, I needed the laughy gas to give me that last little of sleepiness. So, the surgery room is so scary, guys. It's just, like, big metal machinery surrounding your tiny little body. And, like, I feel like even if you're an adult dealing with the surgery and you hadn't quite passed out yet before you got wheeled into the room, I feel like even the sight of that would scare adults. It's, like, terrifying. So anyways, they're asking me, like, what flavor of Laffy Gas do you want? Just like, I don't care, just get this over with. So they ended up choosing bubblegum, which, like, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but, like, unless it's actual bubble gum, like actual bubble gum chewing gum, I hate the flavor and smell of it. Just like Dum Dum's bubble gums, I like the Dum Dum suckers. If it's a bubble gum flavor, I refuse to eat it. So I'm being knocked out with my least favorite flavor of this anesthetic.
You should have spoken up.
I'm sorry, you try speaking with freaking Laffy with anesthetics flowing.
Free.
Oh. So anyways, yeah. So then the surgery happens, and it wasn't... When did I wake up?
Well, first of all, it was supposed to be like an hour long, and it wound up taking 4 hours.
It was a big one.
But yeah, it took you quite a while to wake up.
Yeah, I think I woke up like the next day, like not even the same day as
I woke up that night, but
I fell back.
Really only long enough to say hi, Mom.
And then fell back asleep.
Wheeled your ass back to the PICU.
Yep. And this is the battle scar that I had from that lovely experience. Just little fun little memory, little memorabilia. So when I fully wake up, Miss Basso, my mom's boss, and like one of my favorite principals in the whole world, is there, and she's a really sweet woman, and she comes there, she's talking with my mom, and she saw that I wake up, and she gives me this big teddy bear, and I still have it, and I love it. I kept all the stuffed animals and like little trinkets I got from the hospital stay, just because they're so important to me. And so I take it, and I'm sitting on the bed watching Naked and Afraid because, like,
You watched the shit out of that show.
in the hospital, it was, like, the only good thing on, and I don't think my mom could stand 24 hours worth of SpongeBob SquarePants and Nickelodeon shows. So we came to a compromise on Naked and Afraid. So I was sitting up in my hospital bed watching that. And once Miss Basso had left, I was triggered because I was back in the PICU. And I said, yeah, I wanted to flip so many different tables at that moment in time. Just like, really. I just got out of this place. And I was put in the exact same room that I was in when I got diagnosed.
Yeah, dude, we got the pimped out room.
We did. It was legit.
Dude, we were there for 3 weeks. It better have been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and it was around this time that my grandmother, my freaking awesome grandmother, my Grammy Mammy, comes driving the 10-hour drive from Kennewick, Washington to Reno, Nevada because she heard I was sick. That's just awesome, man. I'm so glad I have her as a grandmother. And she didn't care that the hospital room was uncomfortable with the chairs that fold out into beds. She posted up there with my mom, and we slept there until I got out of the hospital. And it was awesome. It was amazing. And then after that, we get moved back to the pediatric side, and then we stay there for a little while longer. And at this point, we're at 3 weeks total in the hospital. And then finally I get released. And it was just so nice to be able to get out. Oh, and did I forget to mention, like, we went through at least 12 different trainings with 12 different people for diabetes. Just like, it's some serious cheese whiz, guys.
Bruh, it's no joke.
Yeah.
Like, we had to learn because they won't release you
Until you learn.
until they feel confident you're not going to kill the new diabetic when you go home.
So like, oopsie,
So we had to learn like a whole new language, dude.
I was kind of just like, carbohydrates, insulin, what's a Novolog? Yeah, it was stressful. And you want to know what's funny?
These fucking weeds are gonna die.
No, in the hospital, I started out on Novolog, switched to Humalog, and now I'm back on Novolog.
God bless medical insurance.
Yep. So anyways, we finally get out, and I think that I get to go to school.
Nope.
Psych. I had to stay out of school for another week, and luckily for us, my grandmother, who's a freaking stellar rock star, came down, and I just chilled with her, you know. We played some checkers, some card games, some Go Fish, you know, all the legit stuff. And then at the very end of all that, does your arm hurt?
Dude, who would have known holding a button? Maybe it's just my arthritis.
Kicking in.
Nope.
Are those coyotes?
Yeah.
They're out awfully soon. It's
They're on the other side of the road. I hope they're not going for Joy. Is Kona inside?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
The horses don't like it. I'm gonna go through the gate and
Why are you walking through the pesticide?
I forgot, I'm sorry.
Those pants and shoes. You're gonna have to get naked before you go in. Go that way.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna go investigate the yowling while I continue my story. So, after all that, I'll stay home for a week, go back to school. And this is the part that, like, really triggers me. Like, I was gone for a month. I hadn't seen my friends for a month. Everything was off for a month. Everything sucked for a month. And so when I get back to school, I still had a bunch of like tape, and my surgery room was still pretty bloody. So yeah. And some kids had the audacity to make fun of me and my surgery wounds. Which isn't cool, man. If you know a kid who just got out of the hospital, don't be an asshole and pick on them. Be kind. Be humble. So yeah. I apologize for me crying. I just thought you guys, as my YouTube family, deserve to know why I always refer to type 1 diabetes in my videos, and why my second video on my channel was about diabetes. I just felt like you guys deserve to know the full story. And now you do. And I hope you guys understand that this was really hard for me, and I hope you don't go picking on me because I was crying. But that's my story. That's my tale of tragedy and woe. I didn't really want to make this video because I didn't want to make it seem like I was petty and trying to make it seem like woe is me. But I also thought that this would be good for you guys to know. Y'all being my YouTube fam and all, and we're close, and I feel like we need to tell each other stuff that's important to each other. And that's my that's my story. That's the only real sob story you'll hear from me. But my mom and my grandma and all our other friends and fam that live down here, well, more like friends that live down here, helped me get through that tough time. Yeah, that's my story. I think now we're just gonna go to regular programming of my mom. How's being a weed slayer going?
Good.
Cool.
So a little bit guilty.
Why?
Toxic.
Oh, you on the yard. This is the easiest way to get one. Look.
We didn't even know that there was like good plants. Cause like when we say it was wall-to-wall weeds.
It was.
Dude,
Like,
you
even
couldn't even see the sagebrush.
you couldn't. When we first moved in, I didn't even I don't even recognize that section. Like, when we first moved in here, it was like so covered in.
Tell there was a horseshoe pit over there.
You couldn't. It was so blocked off and just ick over there that yeah, it was just bad weeds. They all need to die. Look at my sad dog. She's like, let me out, guys. Not when there's coyotes and pesticides, Kona. Well, I'm gonna end today's video right here. Today's challenge. Let's see.
Read a book. Something nice for your family.
No.
Something that doesn't involve the self. Something for other people.
Cook your family dinner. That's my challenge for you today. Do something for your fam. Cook them dinner or some meal. Cook them breakfast tomorrow. Just cook them some meal. And comment down below if you did it. It'll make my day. And
that'll make yours. You might actually feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
Amazing doing things for other people. How much you feel like a stud muffin.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, that's today's challenge. Like this video if you liked me pouring out every single little thing. And subscribe if you like my content. Hope y'all have an amazing day. And today, if you got to the end of the video, I want you to comment down below your favorite way to eat potatoes. And if you don't like potatoes, what's your favorite food? That's my challenge for today. Personally, my favorite way to eat potatoes is mashed, man. Got some turkey gravy and mashed potatoes. So good. Now, what's your favorite type of potato?
Mashed or scallops? Yeah, haven't had scallops. I used to have it all the time when I was a little girl, but making them from scratch takes a long time.
I could imagine.
And we're usually pretty busy at the end of the school day.
Yeah. Kona, what's your favorite type of mashed potato?
Any potato.
I like all potatoes. I like food.
I like big potatoes and I cannot lie. Other brothers can't deny. When a russet walks in with an itty bitty that doesn't even work.
When a russet walks in with very little eyes and a bunch of
Thighs.
I don't know. That's to rephrase.
Get my peeler right on out and start peeling that potato.
I don't know anymore. Guys, to recap the end of the video, today's challenge. Make your family a meal. Whether it's breakfast tomorrow or dinner tonight, I don't care. Just make them a meal. Oh, yeah. Second off, comment down below your favorite way to eat potatoes. And if you don't like potatoes, comment your favorite way to comment your favorite food. Third, like this video if you like them, if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Thank you all so much for watching. Let's have a little end of the video dance party. Y'all are amazing and the best YouTube family someone could ask for. Y'all are great. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are successful people. Y'all are amazing people who can do even more to make themselves even better people. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.